Hello everyone, Abdul Saad, transformational coach at Vital Mind Coaching, and please check me out at Facebook, or on Facebook I should say. Just search for Vital Mind Coaching and follow my page there for updates around all things Vital Mind Coaching. So it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, and I'm coming back in a new iteration of yours truly, Abdul Saad, this time as a transformational coach. As you know, if you followed my channel, I've also practiced as a clinical psychologist for the past 15 years, and I have over 10,000 hours of clinical experience across psychiatric hospital settings, community mental health, and private practice. And for the past 5 years, I've had the privilege of actively working in the coaching space with empaths. And it's in that spirit that I'm recording this video and in a way making this comeback within the YouTube space in a new way as a coach to serve more people, and also to expand the range of topics that I can address with more creative license versus the more limited clinical psychologist space and box. So I want to go through in this video 4 core reasons why I think you should not be watching narcissism videos in 2023. And of course, as with everything, we're adults here, we are mature people, so you have to take the information I'm conveying within the context of your situation and make a determination if what I'm sharing is of value and if the information is relevant for you. Nothing that I say is ever prescriptive or diagnostic. It is general commentary from my personal and professional perspective. So, what are the 4 core reasons to stop watching narcissism videos in 2023? Number 1 is that large segments of the narcissism space on YouTube have become a space where the saying misery loves company truly holds true, or holds very true, I should say. So there's these large chunks of the narcissism space on YouTube that are, in my estimation, no longer really serving an educational or therapeutic purpose, but instead are keeping individuals obsessing about the minutiae of the narcissistic personality construct or disorder. And many seemingly are getting stuck in an obsessive loop, needing their fix of narcissism content. Now, this huge amount of hours spent consuming this content reaches a saturation point for many, where the person is no longer really learning anything new, but is in an echo chamber of sorts, compulsively marinating in the same content over and over. And in this context, very little, if anything new, is being learnt, except the sharing of grievances and misery. In part, the YouTube narcissism space has become a hotbed of grievance and misery. Reason number 2 to stop watching narcissism videos in 2023 is that chronic consumption of videos about narcissism and the narcissist keeps many stuck in a cycle of resentment, anger, and blame. Now, these negative emotional states such as resentment, anger, and blame are not in of themselves bad or maladaptive by definition or in principle. They are natural responses, or they can be natural responses to difficult life circumstances, life experiences, including a traumatic, abusive relationship, or even a relationship that was not abusive but led to some form of heartbreak, irreconcilable differences, or other form of falling out. Now, the problem with the narcissism space on YouTube is that, in my estimation, it's keeping many people stuck in these negative emotional states rather than transcending them and working through them. And it's these very negative emotional states themselves that fuel more compulsive watching of content about narcissism. Reason number 3, individuals who achieve deep and permanent personal transformation are not chronically consuming content about narcissism and narcissists. And this comes from my many thousands of hours of experience in actually working with people. So as a transformational coach and a clinician who has done over 10,000 hours of consulting, I don't say that to brag, but to, in a way, underscore that I'm giving an informed opinion here, which is what this is. In both the therapy and coaching space, I can tell you that the people who are transforming their lives very rapidly move on from researching, thinking about, reading, and watching videos about narcissism. Whatever the negative experience they had, whether with an actual NPD or simply someone who was emotionally mature or landed on some spectrum of the narcissism spectrum, somewhere in that domain, the individual who achieves deep and personal, deep and permanent transformation is focused on their own blind spots, wounding, and the development of their own strengths. The fourth and final reason I want to address why I think you should stop watching narcissism videos in 2023 is that the YouTube narcissism space has made it easier than ever before to label someone we dislike as being a narcissist. Now, the problem with this is that we can end up talking endlessly about the narcissist in our life or in society, and we have to understand that this is a very rigid and narrow diagnostic construct that fails to take into account other variables that can explain people's behavior, at times bad behavior, immature behavior, horrible behavior. Now, one of the factors here is that NPD properly diagnosed as a clinical disorder, is rare. And that most narcissism we see in the community falls on a spectrum outside of the very tight clinical construct of NPD. Of the people I have coached who have come in for help with a narcissistic relationship, whether a current one or a previous relationship, whether that's an intimate relationship with a romantic partner, a parental relationship, an employer relationship or employee relationship, or other relationship, I would estimate that only about 25% of the time would the person truly meet diagnostic criteria for NPD based on the client's self-reported experience. What does that mean? About 3/4 of the time. What I have found is that other factors explain the difficulty or dynamic rather than NPD, including the person having narcissistic traits, being emotionally immature, or some other personality pattern dynamic that did not strictly fall under this narrow diagnostic construct of clinical narcissism. Now, the good thing about this, the great thing about this, is that this broader and deeper understanding for the individual who's come in for coaching liberates them from the shackles of this victim persecutor dynamic, this duality, this oppositionality that is often at the heart of the YouTube narcissism space. And again, this victim persecutor dynamic only truly applies in a very narrow set of contexts, in certain, obviously, instances of child abuse, cult abuse, and other specific instances of relational and spousal abuse. Unfortunately, segments of the YouTube narcissism space have ironically turned the apparent persecuted party into the persecutor, labeling far too liberally people as narcissistic or NPD. So, what is the take-home message, with this being my first video from Vital Mind Coaching and in my, position now as a transformational coach? Well, the take-home message is that I want you to be a mindful consumer, or I'm inviting you rather, to be a mindful consumer of content and to reflect on the reasons why you are continuing to consume content about narcissism on YouTube. You may have valid reasons that actually support your journey of self-betterment, transformation, and elevating your level of consciousness. That is for you to honestly reflect on. This video is not prescriptive. It is not an absolute dogmatic statement. You have to look at it in the context of your unique situation. This video is not about invalidating anyone's experience or experiences or causing them to doubt their hard-won insights they've gained through authentic deep inner work. It's about broadening the scope of the conversation in 2023. While videos about narcissism are often the starting point of many individuals' journey of awakening and recovery, I do not believe that these videos or this space is meant to be a permanent home, our zip code, as my American friends would say, or as we would say here in Australia, our postcode. It's not meant to be a zip code or postcode. It's not meant to be a permanent abode or address. At most, it's a destination as we transit to a more deeper space in our transformation journey. If you like this video and you would like me to produce more content, which I do plan to do, like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook at Vital Mind Coaching. I do look forward to seeing you more in this space. With love and light, take care and God bless. Bye-bye.